I'm Alexandra Merisoiu from the Merisoiu Technique Institute of Health and Human Movement, where I work with runners, beginners and advanced, to help them run faster, further, with less effort and fewer injuries. And we do this through natural movement fitness and running technique and running mechanics. Today I would like to talk to you about how you can match your breath to your cadence so you can run further without losing your breath, and you can keep going. So this is particularly for those who have trouble breathing when they run a longer distance. For some people, long distance means 5K, 10K. For other people, long distance means a marathon or ultra marathon. So whatever long distance means to you, if you do run out of breath, this is going to help you, provided you don't have any health conditions that may be affected by deep breathing, or then you can try this safely. So the biggest problem people have when they lose breath is that they are very inconsistent with their breathing pattern. So it goes all over the place. We breathe, we force the breath in, then we breathe without a sound, then we breathe with the sound. So it's all over the place. So what we're trying to do is create a rhythm, and you get into that rhythm, and it's a bit like a meditation. You go pum 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 pum, and as long as you don't go out of this rhythm, especially if you're not an experienced runner. Now, experienced runners can juggle and can play with things, but get that rhythm, yeah. So matching your breath to your cadence, meaning first step breathe in, second step breathe out, third step breathe in, breathe in on the second, breathe out on the third, breathe out on the third. So it's going to sound like this. If you start running, yep. Now, ideally would be breathing in twice, breathing out 3 times. But sometimes, if you are at the beginning of forming this pattern, it's easier to go 2-2 or 3-3 or 4-4, and then you go into breathing out 1 time more than you breathe in. That's because we don't want the first out breath to always fall on the same foot. It's about wear and tear and all sorts of things. So that's the first thing. Yeah, matching your out breath, your in breath to your steps. Second, relax your nose. Yeah, you don't have to. You see, my neck tenses, my face tenses, everything. You have to relax and allow the air to go in and allow it to go out. It's a bit of it's fluid, like you do in Tai Chi and Qigong. It's very fluid. It's not, yeah, it's fluid. Okay, that's the second thing. Third thing, as I said before, you may find it difficult to create the rhythm, so practice when you walk. So every time you go for a walk, practice your matching your breath to your cadence. So I'm walking. Now I'm making a sound so you can hear, but otherwise I would be, you can't hear anything. So, you know, people don't necessarily need to hear you breathing. And the last thing, if you get into the rhythm, that doesn't mean you can't get out of it from time to time. So let's say you can't get enough oxygen through your nose. With practice you will. If you don't have a sinus problem or broken nose and stuff like that, or if you have the sinus problem, if it's really bad, otherwise it should be fine. And you can't get enough oxygen through your nose, it's just about practice. You can't expect your nose to be efficient if you never use it, yeah? So, even if you go run and you do your breath and cadence match for like 10 breaths, and at some point you want to breathe in through your mouth because you want a little bit more oxygen, you feel like you don't get enough, just do it a few times and then go back to matching your breath to your cadence. So try that, and if you want to go faster, it's really easy because you go fast, you run out of breath, you go back to matching your breath to your cadence, and you recover, and then you go fast again, and you don't need to stop. Last idea, it's imagine in karate we have the white belts and the black belts and the colored belts. So white belts and color belts, they learn to control the movement. It's precise movement, yeah? It's precise. Once you get to black belt, I would say second dan, third dan, you can play around with these things. You can get a bit creative. You can get out of the patterns a little bit and create your own way of karate. So if you're an advanced runner, you can play around with the breath if you've mastered the basic. Master the basic, control the breath, and then you can go outside the pattern. Now, there's a lot of ideas here, so just watch the video again. And that's it for today. This is Alexandra Merisoiu from the Merisoiu Technique Institute of Health and Human Movement. And I'll see you next time.